I have heard many things about the Waffle House. Most of those many things are that people like to get in fights, into fights at the Waffle House for some reason. And I'm also pretty sure that the Waffle House is the one that had the absolute absurd learning of how to do things. Like they would, like, if a customer orders things, they're like, oh yeah, you have to put like the jam on this side of the plate to indicate they want like scrambled eggs or something. And like, and I was like, what? What? In before the Waffle House gets a WWE sponsorship? That, that would be hilarious. That would be actually like hilarious. They just wear like big waffle costumes and they wrestle. Am I the asshole for not wanting goth IHOP? Why? Why not? It's just like a bunch of people dressed goth like. Or you know what? Like the whole restaurant theme is just goth. It's just goth everywhere. Even the food. Even the food is is goth style. Everything's dyed black. Hoshi, be quiet? No. No. I will not be quiet. Am I the asshole for telling a streamer to be quiet? Not this time. But elsewhere it might be. Elsewhere it might. I don't recommend doing that. Because then they might think you are an asshole. And they will ban you. Don't recommend. Don't recommend. But yeah. So let's see. Let's see what the fat electrician has to say. Or the fat files. He's on the fat files right now.
Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. I actually debated on which channel I was going to upload this video on because on one hand, we're going over a business and the business model that it has. But on the other hand, this restaurant is basically the Roman Coliseum of the South. And I'm pretty sure if you eat there enough, you actually get a deployment patch from the US military. Regardless, I wore my schnazziest tank top for the occasion.
Oh, true!
Today we're talking about Waffle House, okay? Just to be completely
damn, look at that! He's got like the little bow tie and the rose. Oh my god, he dressed up for us, guys. Wow. Hello, Ed. Welcome in. Welcome in. Am I the asshole for never gonna give you up? Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and desert you.
Clear with everybody, I was pretty sure I was not going to get caught off guard because Waffle House is already absolutely crazy. I started looking into it and then found out that Waffle House is somehow connected to the Manhattan Project from World War II. So they managed to actually surprise me, and we're going to get to it right after a word from our sponsor. Yeah, babe, what's up?
Hey, I need a boombox.
Okay, I'm going to get you one.
Perfect.
All right, I'll go get it now. Love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
1 hour later.
Where's that boombox that I asked for?
Oh, it's right here. I got it for you.
What is this?
Bro.
No, I wanted something to play music with.
You really thought your wife meant a freaking gun.
Instead.
Okay, we'll go to the store and get me a boombox so I can listen to music.
Can I keep this one still?
I don't care.
Oh my god. You know what this reminds? This reminds me in Stardew Valley when freaking, oh my god, who is it? Robin asks her husband to go get fruit from the store, and he goes and gets tomatoes, and then he gets home and she's like, why did you get tomatoes? And he's like, well, you told me to go get fruits, and tomato is a fruit, so you should have been more specific. Oh my god, I was like, bro, no, nobody thinks of tomatoes when they say go get fruits, okay? No.
This video is brought to you by Delete Me, okay? Super simple business model. You give them money, they turn around and they make sure that online data brokers are not selling your personal information online. Okay, here's the deal. Pretty much anytime you use a free service on the internet and you click that little box that says, I agree to the terms and conditions, you've basically just agreed to allow them to harvest as much of your personal information as humanly possible. They then turn around and sell that to online data brokers, and that's how they can afford to offer you a free service. But when you have Delete Me, they go and they monitor all of these online data brokers for your personal information, and then if they find it, they submit all the opt-out forms on your behalf, so they have to take down and stop selling that information. So when you buy Delete Me, you're not actually buying anything, you're just buying your way out of all the negative consequences of all the free shit that you've already gotten. And because they continue to monitor those data brokers, you're buying yourself out of all the future negative consequences of all the free shit that you haven't even gotten yet. So if you want to give Delete Me a try, there's going to be a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, Waffle House. This story begins with a gentleman by the name of Tom Faulkner. This man graduated from law school at 23 years old, passed the bar, and immediately gets drafted in 1940 in the days leading up to World War II. Because he graduated from college, he's presented with two different options. He can A, go straight into officer training, and that's a 3-year commitment, or he can just be a normal draftee and go in as an enlisted soldier, and that is a 1-year commitment. Now you gotta remember, at this point in time, like 1940, while World War II is currently going on, America's not involved yet. The attack on Pearl Harbor has not happened, and prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the American people did not want to go to war. Because of that, Tom Faulkner figures, hey, we're not actually going off to war. I don't want to waste 3 years of my time just being in the military, not actually, you know, fighting a war or whatever. So he chooses to be a draftee. Goes into the military as an enlisted soldier, E1 private. From there, goes off to basic training. As soon as he gets through basic training, the attack on Pearl Harbor ends up happening. America enters the war. He immediately opts to go into OCS training and commits for 3 years. After he completes the officer training course, he actually gets slotted to be a counterintelligence officer, where he does, and I quote, a lot of top secret stuff.
You see, my identity must remain mysterious and my mission secret. I cannot reveal it to you.
You can actually tell in the interviews that he gave later on in his life, like in his 70s, 80s, and 90s, that he's still not sure what he is and what he isn't allowed to talk about. But he did end up telling us that basically it was his job to try to sneak onto military bases, not as military personnel. So he would basically disguise himself as like a painter or a carpenter or whatever, and try to infiltrate a U.S. military base to expose weaknesses within the system to help counteract enemy spies. So he does that for a couple of years, and then one day he ends up getting orders like, hey, you're going to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he's like, okay, for what? And they're like, don't fucking worry about it, just show up. So he shows up in Tennessee and he's given his orders, and those orders, I'm paraphrasing here, but they're essentially, hey, here's your partner. You two are gonna hop in that truck and you are gonna drive it from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Alamos, New Mexico. You guys are gonna dress in plain clothes. You're not gonna look at what's inside the truck. You're not gonna talk about what's inside the truck. You're gonna take this map and take that exact route. This route avoids every major city and every major highway. You are going to drive straight there 53 hours straight, taking turns sleeping in the passenger seat and not stopping for any reason whatsoever. And he does this for the next year and a half, pretty much non-stop. And then like 20, 30 years after the fact, he finds out that he was actually hauling the majority of the enriched uranium for all of the nuclear testing and the building of nuclear weapons. Which, as we all know, brings about the end of World War II, at which point he gets out of the military, moves back home to Atlanta, Georgia, starts helping his dad out with his real estate agency. Now he does that for about 10 years, and during this time he ends up selling the house right next door to his to another guy by the name of Joe Rogers, and they pretty much become best friends. Joe Rogers was also an Army veteran. He was actually a pilot that flew B-24s in World War II. When Joe got back home after the war, he did not want to go off to college, so he actually just took the first job that he was offered, being a short order cook at a now defunct restaurant chain known as Waffle House. He worked his way up, becoming a restaurant manager, then eventually becoming a regional manager. And then one day his neighbor and best friend Tom Faulkner, real estate agent, always looking for the next investment, comes to him and is like, hey, I'm thinking about opening up my own restaurant. I can get the real estate deal going on that side. I just wanted to know, like, if I opened up and bought a franchise of Waffle House, would you be willing to run it for me? Now at this point, it's like 1954, 1955. Joe Rogers has a ton of experience.
Is that why you named it the Waffle House? Because it sounds similar?
At the restaurant industry, and he basically tells his best friend, like, hey, don't open a Waffle House. You should start your own thing. Waffle House's business model isn't that great. If you start your own restaurant, I will help you run it. He then goes off on vacation with his family, and by the time he comes back, Tom Faulkner has already bought the real estate and comes to Rogers and is like, cool, what's the business we're starting?
Where's Pancake's house? What? We stop at Pancake's house.
And within the span of like 6 months, the very first of what is now the legendary restaurant chain of Waffle House opens. And Waffle House is legendary, probably for all the wrong reasons. I mean, even if you've never been to a Waffle House, you've heard about Waffle House because, well, I mean, Kid Rock got in a fight there. You've got Haley Booth, the viral Waffle House cook known as the last chairbender. There's entire subreddits and YouTube channels almost exclusively dedicated to all the fights that break out at Waffle House. I remember the first time I went to a Waffle House, I stretched first, I grabbed a GoPro, I was ready to yell World Star, Nothing exciting happened. I just had delicious breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is probably 99% of people's experiences because despite all of the negative PR, Waffle House makes a ton of money and has an incredible business model. Okay, Waffle House had about $1.4 billion in revenue last year, which is about $650,000 per location. And when you take into consideration that each Waffle House is absolutely tiny, that's really impressive. Out of their 2,100 tiny Waffle House locations, their yearly stats are 58 million cups of coffee, 124 million waffles, 153 million servings of hash browns, 272 million eggs, which is about 2% of all the eggs consumed in the United States of America, and 85 million strips of bacon. Yes, I did the math. That is about 8,000 miles worth of bacon.
I worry what you just heard was, give me a lot of bacon.
I want to go to a Waffle House. I want to go. I need to go watch some compilations of Waffle House fights. We should. We should watch them, actually. At the end of the video, we'll watch them. Yes, we will. I want to also maybe look at the menu.
And eggs? What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
So Waffle House is obviously doing something right. What exactly are they doing? Well, it all comes down to their business model and their branding. Now, with the Waffle House branding, all the negative PR about fights always breaking out at Waffle House, in a way, has actually helped them out a ton because Waffle House, by and large, is pretty much a regional chain. It's primarily down in the South. Yet, Waffle House has become a household name pretty much everywhere in America. You could have never even seen a Waffle House, and you already know Waffle House is open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and they serve breakfast. Why do you know they serve breakfast? Because their name is fucking Waffle House. I mean, look at this sign. You're driving down the road, you see that, you know everything you need to know. They sell breakfast. The end. Do that with another breakfast place. If you're not from there and you don't know what a Denny's or a Perkins or an IHOP is, you have no idea. It's just a restaurant. Maybe. Waffle House, they're selling waffles, which means there's like a 99% chance they sell other breakfast food.
Yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward. You want a good breakfast, you go to the Waffle House. Oh, if you guys want, you could send some stream-friendly Waffle House, like, just make sure they're, like, shorts or something in the videos channel on Discord. We can watch them. I'll watch a couple at the end of the frickin' whatever you want to call it, the video.
Fucking sold. I'm in. So already, the branding is absolutely incredible, but here's the true genius of it. Why did they call it Waffle House? Why didn't they call it Breakfast House or Bacon House or Hash Brown House? It's because waffles had the highest profit margin. I cannot stress to you enough how absolutely genius that is, right? Because you don't need to sell breakfast, all right? Everybody's already in on breakfast, okay? I could be blackout drunk at 4 in the morning, and you could ask me, hey, do you want breakfast? I'm coming up like the Undertaker every single time. And then you go, the only thing open right now is Waffle House. Okay, I was already sold on breakfast from the get-go, but because Waffle House is where we're going, guess what I'm getting? A motherfucking waffle, and they're making more money. It makes sense that Tom Ford was a counterintelligence officer because the man said 2 words and has already subconsciously tricked you into ordering the most expensive thing on the menu that makes him the most money. So the branding of Waffle House is both simple and brilliant, and the rest of the business model matches that to a T. Okay, all Waffle Houses are like virtually identical. They're very small. They only seat like 30 people, and you can actually see the cook making you your food. Now, at a glance, you're just like, oh, they're just going for that like 1950s drive-through type of a vibe, which they are, but there's way more to it than that. Because the restaurant is so small, the kitchen never has the opportunity to get bogged down, meaning that they're moving tables very, very quickly. So instead of having one kitchen and 100 customers, you've got one kitchen and 30 customers, and you can just turn those tables over 3 times faster, which pretty much guarantees that every customer is going to get exactly what they wanted, okay? They're not going in there for 5-star dining. They're going in there because they're hungry and they want breakfast. And now they're going to get breakfast really quick in a small setting that doesn't feel like a packed restaurant where they have to wait in line to be seated. And I know what you're thinking. What if one Waffle House just reaches its maximum capacity, right? What if it's just completely full with a line out the door 24/7 every day of the year? Waffle
You go
House
to the next
surely
one.
would build a bigger Waffle House, right? No, we're going to take the same parking lot and right next to that first Waffle House, we're going to build a second fucking Waffle House, okay? The plan is
If this one's busy, it's okay. There's one across the street. We'll just go there instead.
working, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Which is one of those things that seems dumb, but is actually brilliant. So obviously speed is key to this business model, and they've done themselves a big favor with their menu because their menu is overwhelmingly simple, okay? It's literally one side of one piece of paper. Okay, the entire menu is comprised of like 10 things. They have waffles, sausage, bacon, ham, eggs, toast, biscuits, gravy, butter, and syrup. Guess how many?
That is perfect, because then you don't have to sit there for 5 million years trying to figure out what the hell you want. Do you know about the Waffle House storm system? No? I guess I'll have to look at that too. Send it in the Discord. I'll take a look.
Flavors of syrup they have. One, it's fucking syrup flavored syrup. The entire menu is simple, exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, sorry, they have hash browns too. Sorry, 11 things, not 10. Anyways, moving on. Another reason they do so good is they actually might be the best fast food chain when it comes to taking care of their employees. They pay them higher than average, they have super flexible schedules, and they're one of, if not the only fast food chain that actually offers all their employees healthcare and dental insurance. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, but really, how good are they actually treating the Waffle House employees? I got the one stat that's everything you need to know, okay? Waffle House treats their employees so well that employees are willing to commute into a natural disaster to work at a different Waffle House when the occasion arises. Yeah, Waffle House is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they fucking mean it, okay? Whenever there's like a hurricane coming or some type of impending natural disaster, Waffle House organizes what they call a jump team, a bunch of Waffle House employees from a different region that's going to be unaffected because they know that their local employees are going to be busy taking care of their own family and their own houses during a hurricane, so they bring in teams from outside the region to work inside of a natural fucking disaster, and they're willing to do it.
What?
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
Okay, McDonald's can barely get their employees to show up on a good day, and Waffle House has employees volunteering to commute into a fucking hurricane to make breakfast. And this is the most impressive part of the business because Waffle House has the best logistics and preparedness of any company I've ever seen ever. The only entity that beats them in logistical capacity is the United States military. Waffle House is literally ready for absolutely anything. Every single
Hope whoever ends up having to work in such conditions gets some hazard pay. Yeah, like, what the hell? Like, okay, so you're bringing someone out of the region who's not affected by the storm, but that means now they're going into the region that is affected by the storm. So, what? Even if the power goes out, they will still have the restaurant open. They just turn on the just turn the backup generator on, folks. It's fine. We got this. We got this. It's kind of stupid. Yeah, like, frig, I want to know how much the employees are making if they're willing to do that. That's insane.
Single Waffle House has the playbook inside of it that details exactly how the staff is supposed to handle literally any type of emergency or situation that could possibly arise. And if for some reason the situation comes across that isn't in that playbook, after it happens, they immediately add it to the playbook. It covers tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, a hole in the roof from a branch falling, a car driving into the restaurant. You can drive a car into Waffle House and they're still planning on staying open. The playbook even has detailed plans for every type of disaster for what the local employees, while they're not working, should go home and
just it's okay, Megan. You can just sit on this side of the table. Just don't mind the car there that's through the window. Just ignore it, okay? Don't worry. Do you want a coffee? Okay, we'll get you some waffles. Just ignore the car.
and do to make sure that their house and their family are safe as well. Every single Waffle House has a backup generator. The stovetop, it runs on propane, and they have a bunch of extra propane tanks on hand. Flashlights, candles, batteries, backup water. They have a special menu of what they're able to serve when the water is out and they're running on reserve water. When a Waffle House location is going to be in a disaster area, that Waffle House stocks up on extra food, and then all of the neighboring locations in the unaffected area also stock up and stage food there to get them more food when they need it. If Waffle House is a standing structure, those motherfuckers are serving breakfast come hell or high water.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
During a Category 5
Waffle House
hurricane.
is so good at this that FEMA uses them to gauge how bad natural disasters really are. Yes, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, literally uses the Waffle House Index to gauge how bad a disaster is. Okay, green, Waffle House is running as normal. Yellow, Waffle House is using the backup generator or having to use an altered menu. Red, Waffle House is closed. People are probably already fucking dead by that point.
That's hilarious.
Waffle House is literally the Terminator of the fast food industry, okay? The fact that the federal government...
Oh my god, the Waffle House is closed. They're just dead. They're all just dead. Yep.
Probably the most powerful entity on the planet, maybe ever, looks at a chain of restaurants and is like, man, if Waffle House is closed, we need to mobilize the National Guard, is fucking crazy. Now, maybe you guys are thinking the same thing I was at this point in my research, and I'm like, man, I need to invest in this company. I need to see if I can open up my own Waffle House franchise. This company's awesome. And this is where the bad news comes in. I mean, technically you can franchise a Waffle House, but most of us probably can't. The company is privately owned. It's not on the stock market. It's still owned by the families of the original two founders. And while they do allow franchises, they are super picky about who they let buy in to have a franchise, and they make it very expensive to buy in to make sure this is actually what you want. And while that is unfortunate, I think it's actually kind of awesome. It's a company that actually has morals and cares about their image more than they care about next quarter's profits. Okay?
Yeah, like they're not just gonna let any asshole run their company and shit on it. Like, yeah.
It's a company that is committing themselves to making breakfast under any circumstances, and they're going to see that through till the very end, even though they could probably make way more money by just selling franchises and letting whoever the fuck throw up a Waffle House. And now for the fairy tale ending, Joe and Tom worked together as best friends for 62 years to build Waffle House into what it is today. They both passed away at the ages of 97 and 98, and now Waffle House and their legacy lives on as that company is still being operated by their kids, and that is the American dream. Get together with one of your best friends, pick a goal, even if it's something as simple as serving breakfast to people, and never let anything get in between you and achieving your goal, even hurricanes and floods and natural disasters, apparently. Work with your best buddy for 62 years straight, and then die together and hand it off to your kids. In conclusion, Waffle House is the most American company ever, and that's why I love it. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out. Just two homies that dedicated their life to serving my drunk ass breakfast at 3 a.m. I'm gonna get teary-eyed next time I go to a Waffle House.
I'm gonna cry. I wanna go. I wanna go to a Waffle House now. They need to open up one in Canada. Okay. So oh my god, I completely forgot that Hunter also did a thing on the Waffle House. Wow. This is what this is what a code red looks like. Oh my god. This is the Waffle House. Everyone get out. Everyone get out. It's an emergency. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That is funny. Waffle House challenge. Light work. Damn, look at him go. Look at him go. Oh my god, there's the coating of like what the people ordered. Holy crap. Oh my god, I could not do that. I could not do that. What's this?
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, that's the chair blocker.
Oh my god, bro!
She's like, wham!
You about to go to jail? Oh my god!
Blocked the whole chair. Wow.
And if my Waffle House worker ain't coked up like this, I don't even want the food.
Oh my gosh. Where's the fighting? What the hell is this?
Bye-bye, white girl.
What the heck? Oh my gosh, just like, wow. Where's there a fight?
A video featuring a fight at a Waffle House in Texas went viral on Twitter and TikTok. The video showed a group of customers fighting with Waffle House employees, but it was the quick reflexes of one of the waitresses that really caught people's attention. Dubbed Waffle House Wendy, the waitress, whose real name is Haley, became a viral sensation as fan art and memes circulated online about her. Her impressive chair catch earned her nicknames like Waffle House Chair Girl and The Last Chairbender, and even inspired
The
a
Last
GoFundMe page
Chairbender. I love it.
The fight video, which was actually recorded a year earlier in 2021, sparked a range of reactions on social media. Haley eventually broke her silence on the incident, sharing her side of the story in a YouTube video. According to Haley, the viral attention the video received had consequences, as she was reportedly fired from Waffle House a year after the incident occurred. A video featuring a fight at—
Why would they fire her? What the hell? Oh my gosh. Wow, can you imagine? Like, oh, sorry that a chair got thrown at you, but we're firing you. I'm confused. I am confused. Surprised it took a year. You'd think if they wanted to fire, it'd be shortly after. Yeah, that's just, it's weird to me. It's weird that they would even fire her to begin with. What the heck?